Hello and welcome to another episode of ET Market Smart Talk. Well, I'm your host, Shweta Janand, and today we're talking about one of the most exciting trends shaping luxury real estate, and that's branded residences. Now, these are not just homes, but lifestyle statements, often developed in collaboration with iconic hotels and luxury brands. You could say that. And according to Savills' latest Asia Pacific report, the region is poised for remarkable 180% growth in branded residences by 2031. In fact, it will be outpacing the Americas and setting new benchmarks for luxury living. Now, to help us understand what's driving this boom, we have with us Shweta Jain, who's a managing director and head of residential services at Savills India. Welcome to Smart Talk, Shweta.
Thank you, Kshitij. I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to the conversation.
Thank you so much for taking the time out, Shweta. And let's just quickly get your perspective as to how has the concept of branded residences evolved in India, and what are the key formats of branded residences seen in the market today?
So, interesting question, Kshitij. I mean, let me just start by saying that the
Sure,
conversation on branded residences is, while it's gaining momentum now in India,
sure.
however, it's really not a new conversation globally. We saw the
Mhm.
first branded residence come up in North America, which was way back in 1980.
Yeah.
And even in India now, the concept is really no longer novel, if I can say so.
Okay.
It is becoming a definitive asset class with its own
Hmm.
economics and user expectations. And a few years ago, while it would be treated more as a badge, right, where
Yeah.
it would be more feel good factor, and the developers would really essentially use it to market their product.
Mhm.
However, now and it essentially lent credibility. However, the current market is more demanding, and the
Right.
value of branded product is emerging from operational comfort. It's essentially projects that demonstrate hotel grade execution
Right.
within your private living spaces, right? And those are the ones which are commanding the premium and likely to deliver the premium. So there
Mm.
are really three types of formats when we talk about branded residences. So one would be your hotel coexisting with residences and
Right.
managed by the hotel, so they actually coexist with
Hmm.
each other. The second one would be a standalone development, a residential development, however being managed and operated by a hotel operator. And the third
Right.
is a lifestyle or a wellness or a fashion label, coming in affiliation with the residential development. So these are the three formats which are prominent. And the integration, so some of the lifestyle and the wellness and the fashion brands that I
Mm.
spoke about, they are mainly led by design. The hotel
Mm.
operators, obviously, the core theme there is your
Mm.
seamless management of the project, but the
Right.
integration of the brand under all these three categories is deep, and it leads immense value to the developer and then finally to the consumer. And some of these benefits I will refer as we
Mm.
as we speak further. Yeah.
Absolutely interesting points there. And let me also get your perspective as to, what opportunities, sort of do you see for both hotel and non-hotel brands to, develop branded residential schemes across India, urban as well as leisure destinations?
Right. So you referred to the point on the Savills APAC report,
That's
and
right.
I will just go back to that and say that in the APAC region accounts for 21% of the global branded residences supply, which is
Okay.
huge.
Right.
Obviously, the front leaders are North America, followed by Middle East, and then we are looking at the APAC region, and within the APAC region also We have
Ah,
Thailand, Vietnam, and then followed by India. And India, despite its large population and ever growing, I mean, we've been seeing the HNI segment growing, is still
correct.
lagging behind the two APAC powerhouses, which is
Mm,
Vietnam and Thailand. And each of these, as we speak, also offer double the inventory that we see in India.
okay.
So there is a lot of room as far as the India market is concerned. There are
Mm,
compelling value propositions for developing branded residences, and these
mm,
could be hotel-led or non-hotel-led. In urban
okay.
hubs, branded developments can serve as primary residences for the
Mm,
country's growing HNI population that I referred to. And in
okay.
leisure locations, branded residences are likely to be used as secondary homes and as a
Mm,
source of rental annuity. Post COVID, we've also seen a phenomenal increase and interest in secondary homes, right?
okay.
In your second home locations. And that's where the opportunity still is very untapped for India.
Mm.
And that's where we see the next wave of growth coming in, where in second home locations we will see branded residences coming in. Yeah.
Absolutely, and we're also looking forward for the same. And let's shift slightly towards the global brands. In fact, with non-hotel brands like YO and Trump leading India's branded residence landscape, contrary to global trends, dominated by hotel brands and the market projected to grow by 180%. How do you see India shaping the next phase of this segment's growth?
So I'll tell you, the inventory globally is led more by hotel branded residences, but in India, as per our report, non-hotel players so far have dominated this space, and you and Trump being the top players.
Right.
Now, the branded residences market in India is slated to grow by 180%, which you said as well.
Hmm.
And Vietnam, Thailand, and India are among the top 10 markets. So, in India, particularly, with the
Okay.
HNI population, the ever increasing demand for convenience, lifestyle, wellness, the ask on better quality of life,
Right.
better quality service is what is going to lead the narrative
Hmm.
for the demand in for the demand for branded residences in India. And India is more and more witnessing demand for uber luxury homes. And
Okay.
like I said, branded residences with a predictable service standards and build quality will cater, right? It caters well to the growing aspiration of the Indian audience. So the
Hmm.
value case for the buyer as far as branded residences is concerned is not just the tag, but the
Right.
convenience is on offer. And
Hmm.
we have in recent times seen a new crop of developers, a new crop of actually branded residences being launched in
Hmm.
metros. They're a combination of hotel run residences as well as standalone developments,
Okay.
however managed by leading hotel operators. And the demand circle remains that of end users seeking global lifestyle.
Absolutely. Now, in the beginning of the conversation, you did talk about design, which is one of the prominent factors in the branded residence space. So, how are developers benefiting from partnering with design and hospitality-led brands, and in what ways do such collaborations, sort of help them differentiate their product?
See, uh, developers are increasingly seeing merit in tying up with brands which are both design and hospitality led.
Mm,
They're able to differentiate the product through superior. The final product is far more superior, and the
correct.
promise on value preservation. I mean, that's what really a branded residence
Mm,
needs to. The promise on value preservation is able to defend the entry premium for
sure.
any buyer. Now,
Mm,
developers, while working with brands, they get to draw from the large experience that these institutions carry.
okay.
There are processes and operational efficiencies have been
Mm,
refined over time, and hence the experience lends a lot of value to the developer. And that value addition for the developer finally leads to higher salability, right? Also, in creating the impact that you need to create while you're trying to differentiate your product. So that's really where I say that developers see merit in tying up
mm,
with brands, and we've seen some great success stories. We continue to see, like I said, that there have
mm,
been a new crop of launches over the
yeah.
last 4 to 5 years, And we've
Hmm.
seen how the developers have been able to add to the premium simply because of the brand affiliation.
Right. Now, let's sort of go beyond the shows and, let's talk about global, or you could say, globally brand premiums sort of hover around about 20 to 30%. So how does India compare and what justifies the premium in the Indian market context?
So, India is emerging as an hotbed for branded residences, and I said that we are still lagging behind the two main powerhouses in Asia, and there
Right.
henceforth the room for India to grow. And we've also seen stupendous growth as far as the luxury markets in India are concerned. And the theme on branded residences is integral to the
Right.
overall luxury market, right? So, and we've seen some of the, like I said, success of some of the branded residences, and it's been established that the premium that a branded residence can command can be about 20 to 25%
Right.
over a non-branded product, and it is akin to the global markets, which, like I said, with North America, Middle East, and a Thailand and a Vietnam. I mean, they
Hmm.
are they're leading the pack as far as the inventory is concerned. So it's fairly akin. So which is where which is where the question on is the demand established
Hmm.
for branded residences in India? The answer is a yes. Is there
Right.
value that the buyer sees in buying a branded residence? The answer is a yes, because basis whatever launches we've seen and the price
Hmm.
premium that the developer has been command, and it's fairly similar to what a global established market today is commanding. And the point on value preservation, Kshitij, is also very important
Sure.
as far as branded residence is concerned, because
Hmm.
it's definitely, as an asset line, it's more resilient to market forces. It
Right.
is the features, it's loaded with features which keeps it future ready. And
Hmm.
also the management of the product lends the longevity which you would
Hmm.
typically desire in a project, so that your value is preserved long term. And I think that's where it's creating that desirability for a
Sure.
new, more globally mobile buyer who's seeking, like I've spoken about it, predictability in service, and who's
Hmm.
also keenly looking at diversification. So I would say overall, branded residences will continue to draw attention from
Hmm.
one, lifestyle conscious buyers, home collectors who seek
Right.
diversification, and investors seeking hedge against the market, and
Right.
also seeking superior annuities and yields. So that's how I would sum it up. Yeah.
Absolutely fascinating insight, Shweta, as always. And the branded residences segment truly seems to be evolving from a niche luxury play into a mainstream investment theme in Asia
Right.
as well as in India. Thank you for joining us and sharing your
Thank you.
perspective, Shweta. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.